Welcome, ladies, to Lipedema Strong Start. Thank you so much for being here. I am really hoping that the next 3 days gives you an opportunity from going from feeling overwhelmed to feeling like you can make some progress in your lipedema nutrition journey. Let's talk about what we'll cover in the Lipedema Strong Start over the next 3 days. On day 1, we're going to cover hydration and electrolyte balance, and this is going to be your first anti-inflammatory habit. On day 2, we're going to cover lifelong mindset and anti-inflammatory eating properties because we're going to have lipedema for our lifetime, so we need to eat in a way that is sustainable for us. And on day 3, we're going to move into gut health and look for your hidden superpower to control inflammation. I want to introduce myself. I am Bonnie Newland. I am the founder of Crave Nourishment and the creator of the Lipedema method. But most importantly, I am a stage 2 lipedema woman thriving with lipedema, lymphedema, and mast cell. Professionally, I am a registered dietitian nutritionist and I have a focus in clinical nutrition. I have a master's in human nutrition and I have advanced training in food inflammation testing and microbiome health. I want to give you a little bit of insight about my background because I think it's important to understand where I'm coming from when I say that I truly understand the struggles that many of you feel. I spent my life being in a bigger body. I dieted my way up over 321 pounds at my last scale weight, and I was able to lose 170 pounds using nutrition. After about 100-pound weight loss, I decided that I wanted to go back to school so that I could teach women the pro tips and get rid of the trickery and fad diets that had plagued me for so long. And then COVID hit, and it was like another curveball. I was running a successful practice, working with women losing weight, and my body started rapidly changing after going through menopause, and I was diagnosed with lipedema. And I knew that it was time for the ultimate pivot again because there's nothing worse than struggling to do all the things right and watching your body change. So I knew that I wanted to work with women in the lipedema community. Welcome to day 1, hydration and electrolyte balance. We are going to talk about the importance of staying hydrated when you have lipedema. What is hydration's role in lipedema? So many people don't understand this basic concept, and it's something that is so easy that you can start no matter where you're at. The most important thing to know about staying hydrated is that we want to thin our lymphatic fluid because it helps reduce tissue congestion and fibrosis. When we have backed up lymphatics, there is protein-rich fluid trapped in the body that tends to become fibrotic over time. So the goal is to stay well hydrated in order to keep our lymph fluid moving and the tissue softer. Oftentimes, water isn't enough, and this is where electrolyte balance comes in. We know from tissue biopsy that women with lipedema have more sodium that resides in our tissue, and it's important to consider using an electrolyte and pay attention to the electrolyte balance. Electrolytes are simply natural minerals like potassium, sodium, and magnesium, and these minerals help to balance out the osmotic pressure, meaning that they pull fluid from the intracellular space into the cell so that it can work its way through the body without stagnating and causing undue swelling. Okay, ladies, you know that I'm going to have to give an action step after day 1. So let's start off with hydration. It's an easy fix and something that we can all do no matter where our starting point is. Hopefully, I've convinced you that hydration is more than just a luxury. It's a necessity when you're living with lipedema because it helps to thin out lymphatic fluid, which helps curb fibrotic tissue, which alleviates pain, swelling, and tenderness in our poor lippy legs. So let's figure out your personalized hydration goal. You're going to take your scale weight and divide that by 2. And this is the amount of hydration that your body requires daily. Now, some of this hydration is going to come from fruits and vegetables, hopefully, so you can stop your daily water intake around 100 ounces unless you are a heavy exerciser, live in an environment that is high altitude like Denver or Albuquerque or somewhere else that's high in the sky. And you want to consider using an electrolyte to really pull that hydration from the extracellular space into the cells. I'm not affiliated with any of the brands here on the slide, but I personally use Cure and I love it because I love lemonade. And I want to just say, this is the first of a daily mindset shift. If it helps you to make little squares on a calendar or little squares on a piece of paper to make sure you get the hydration in, please do that. This is a foundational part of thriving with lipedema and living an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. I'll see you tomorrow.